When Gregory Meeks pressed Trump's top trade ambassador, the simple questions exposed contradictions. No one could explain what happened next changes the whole story.
Who has been the president since January 20th, 2025?
Donald J. Trump.
Okay. And who was the president in 2024?
One believes President Biden.
One believes? Are you one of those non-believers that the election, the American people didn't vote?
I am not.
You're not? You said one believes? Do you believe in the Constitution of the United States? And it should be
I believe in the Constitution of the United States.
So you believe in it without any second thought. You don't have to think about it. You believe in it and you would abide by it.
Gregory Meeks didn't just question Scott Bessent. He dismantled the economic story Trump's team has been selling. In less than 5 minutes, Meeks exposed how the so-called trade emergency might really be a power grab and why the numbers don't add up.
Mr. Bessent, I'm just a plain, simple man, the average, everyday American is looking at this hearing today. So can you tell me, first, does trade deficits constitute a national emergency?
The hollowing out of the U.S.
No, just yes or no.
Class,
yes or no. Yes or no.
It's a national emergency, sir.
It does. It does. You're telling me trade deficits equals a national or creates
persistent and prolonged.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And do you know also, sir, that for the Democratic and Republican presidents, you know what that says to me? That it's not an emergency because it hasn't been for 4 decades. It says to me that we should bring tariffs back to the United States Congress so that we can make that determination as the Constitution has said and not try to go around Congress. That's just unbelievable to me. Let me ask this question. Maybe they missed it. Who was the president and who has been the president since January 20th, 2025?
Donald J. Trump.
Okay. And who was the president in 2024?
One believes President Biden.
One believes? Are you one of those non-believers that the election, the American people didn't vote?
I am not.
You're not? You said one believes? Do you believe in the Constitution of the United States? And it should be abided by?
I believe in the Constitution of the United States.
So you believe in it without any second thought. You don't have to think about it. You believe in it and you will abide by it. Is that correct?
I have and I do, sir.
Okay. But do you know that a president has said he may or may not? He don't know? Let me ask this question. I couldn't believe my ears. Sunday, during NBC's Meet the Press, President Trump credited himself for the strong economy in 2024 when Joe Biden was president, but then he blamed President Biden for a weak economy in 2025 when he was president. Now, I'm not so sure how the American people puts that together. In 2024, strong economy, he tries to take the credit. In 2025, when he's the president, he blames Joe Biden. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't think it makes sense to most Americans. And I hope, Mr. Secretary, you're a businessman, it doesn't make sense to you either. It can't possibly make sense to you. Let me ask this question. If a government, say Argentina, I remember when I came here, and Argentina kept failing to pay its debt. Not once or twice or 3 times. And we were all upset about it, and we said that they needed somebody needed to take over their government. Somebody should help the president of Argentina. If the United States or didn't pay his debt or something like that, we'd be very upset about that if we couldn't pay our debt. I mean, that's one of our focuses. Is that not correct?
Sir, the United States will always meet its debt obligations.
Always. Well, let me ask you this. Donald Trump, the deal maker, and you didn't answer Ms. Velasquez's questions, no deals, although he said 3 weeks ago that there would be deals. But Donald Trump, not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times, but 6 times failed to pay his debts on his business and went bankrupt. And you're going to call that a good businessman?
The gentleman's time has
in that
expired.
company.
The gentleman's time has expired. The gentlewoman from Missouri, Ms. Wagner, the chair of our subcommittee on capital markets, is recognized for 5 minutes.
I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
What unfolded in this exchange was less about numbers on a spreadsheet and more about exposing the storylines politicians use to justify extraordinary power grabs. Gregory Meeks dismantled the foundation of the Trump team's argument by forcing Scott Bessent to call trade deficits a national emergency, then calmly pointing out that America has lived with deficits for 40 years under both Republican and Democratic presidents without declaring a crisis. That one move reframed the entire hearing because calling something an emergency isn't just rhetoric, it's a legal strategy that allows presidents to bypass Congress on tariffs and consolidate power in the executive branch. From there, Meeks drove deeper, highlighting the credibility gap that comes from Trump, taking credit for a strong economy in 2024 under Biden, then blaming Biden for weakness in 2025, while Trump himself was president. He connected those contradictions to a pattern where Trump's personal business, history, 6 bankruptcies undermines the very narrative of the master dealmaker he sells to the public. The economic point was clear. If persistent deficits haven't been treated as emergencies for decades, then suddenly labeling them as such isn't about economics, it's about politics. The political point was sharper. If leaders cherry-pick facts and rewrite history in real time, then the credibility of their entire policy case collapses. Meeks's questioning also underscored the human costs of tariffs, reminding the committee that tariffs function as taxes passed down through supply chains, hitting consumers, small businesses, and workers long before they touch foreign governments. He challenged the administration to explain how their policies actually deliver prosperity, rather than headlines, emphasizing that if tariffs are truly about national security, they should be narrow, evidence-based, time-limited, and paired with domestic investments to make America more competitive. What made this moment land wasn't just the facts, but the framing. Meeks spoke as a plain-spoken American asking common-sense questions, and in doing so, he cut through the spin and showed how policy choices ripple into everyday life. The confrontation left the room uneasy, not because of raised voices, but because of the clarity with which it revealed a gap between rhetoric and reality. It was a reminder that economic policy isn't just about markets. It's about trust, accountability, and whether leaders respect the constitutional boundaries that keep power checked and balanced.